Our stickman arrives at the airport excited for a new adventure. He has no idea this journey will become the greatest challenge of his life. He checks in, passes through security, and heads toward his boarding gate. Soon, he finds his seat on the airplane and fastens his seatbelt with a smile. The plane takes off smoothly, climbing high above the clouds. Everything feels peaceful as passengers relax and enjoy the flight. Suddenly, the airplane begins to shake with unexpected turbulence. At first, everyone thinks it will pass in a few moments. Instead, the shaking becomes stronger and worried faces fill the cabin. The seatbelt sign lights up as the crew calmly asks everyone to remain seated. A loud bang echoes through the aircraft, making everyone jump in fear. The airplane suddenly drops and panic spreads throughout the cabin. Our stickman grips his seat tightly, trying to stay calm despite the chaos. The lights begin to flicker while alarms sound in the background. The pilots struggle to control the aircraft as it rapidly loses altitude. The passengers hold their breath, hoping for a miracle. With one final impact, the airplane crashes into a remote wilderness. Everything goes silent for a moment as dust fills the air. Slowly opening his eyes, the stickman realizes he has survived. But now he must survive everything that comes next. The stickman slowly looks around, trying to understand where he is. The crashed airplane lies scattered across the ground, surrounded by thick wilderness. He carefully stands up and checks himself for injuries. Relieved to find only a few small scratches, he takes a deep breath. He calls out, hoping to hear another survivor answer. A faint voice responds from nearby, giving him a little hope. Together they help each other move away from the damaged aircraft. They search the wreckage for anything that might help them survive. They find a backpack filled with bottled water, snacks, and a flashlight. The supplies may not last long, so they decide to use them carefully. The stickman spots a small first aid kit and treats a few minor injuries. As the sun begins to set, they realize they need a safe place to spend the night. Using broken branches and pieces of luggage, they build a simple shelter. The night grows cold, and strange sounds echo through the wilderness. Although they feel afraid, they remind each other to stay calm. The stickman looks up at the stars, hoping rescuers are already searching for them. He promises himself that he will never give up, no matter how difficult the situation becomes. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, but it may also bring a chance to find help. The first light of morning gives the survivors a fresh sense of hope. After eating a small breakfast, they begin exploring the area together. They carefully mark their path so they can always find their way back. Soon, they discover a small stream with clear, flowing water. The stickman smiles, knowing that fresh water is one of the most important things for survival. They refill their bottles and continue searching for useful supplies. Along the way, they collect dry branches that could be used for a campfire. One survivor notices smoke in the distance, raising everyone's hopes. They follow the smoke carefully, only to find it coming from a natural hot spring. Although it isn't another person, the warm water helps them rest and recover. The stickman remembers that rescuers often search from the sky. Together they arrange large rocks and fallen branches into a giant SOS sign. They place bright pieces of clothing around the signal to make it easier to spot. Later that afternoon, they hear the faint sound of an airplane overhead. Everyone waves their arms and flashes the flashlight toward the sky. The aircraft disappears beyond the mountains, leaving them uncertain if they were seen. Even without immediate rescue, the stickman refuses to lose hope. He believes that every smart decision brings them one step closer to making it home. The survivors wake up feeling stronger and more determined than ever. They decide to improve their shelter before another cold night arrives. Using branches, leaves, and pieces of the airplane, they build a sturdier campsite. The stickman keeps the campfire burning to provide warmth and create a visible signal. Suddenly, they hear the distant sound of a helicopter echoing through the valley. Everyone rushes into the open, waving brightly colored clothing above their heads. The helicopter circles once, as if searching the area more carefully. The stickman adds fresh branches to the fire, creating a thick column of smoke. The smoke rises high above the trees, becoming impossible to miss. This time, the helicopter changes direction and begins flying straight toward them. The survivors cheer with excitement as the rescue team spots their signal. The helicopter lands safely in a nearby clearing. Rescuers quickly check everyone's condition and offer food, water, and medical care. The stickman smiles with relief as he climbs aboard the rescue helicopter. Looking down from the sky, he sees the crash site growing smaller and smaller. He realizes that staying calm and working together made all the difference. Back home, he shares his incredible survival story, inspiring others to stay hopeful during difficult times. No matter how impossible a situation may seem, courage, teamwork, and smart decisions can help you overcome even the greatest challenges.